Welcome to Metaphysical Soul Speak. I'm your host, Elena Fox Starks. Hey guys, I hope that you are feeling great today. And if you're not feeling great, just know it's the ascension. It's just the symptoms we're having. Also, it's come to my attention that many people are unaware that they are needing more magnesium, more sleep, and more water. A lot of people are having pain, physical pain. Some of it can't be helped. If you take, an aspirin or white willow bark or an herb that normally works, it's not working. It's trapped emotions that you haven't dealt with yet. Also, it's a subconscious resistance to all of the external changes and internal changes that are happening as a direct result of the ascension. We need to accept that it's happening. When you start to feel hot, remember, heat is resistance. Just as Master Doriel said, when you have heat coming through a line and that line is starting to get hot, that's because you're getting too much resistance in the line and the energy is not moving fast enough. So heat is the resulting effect of the energy being built up. So if you feel super hot out of nowhere, like a hot flash, even if you're a guy, this can happen. It is a result directly of the resistance. So you have to just take a deep breath, close your eyes, meditate for a few moments and say, I accept everything coming my way as far as healing energy and light code energy and DNA upgrades and downloads and whatever it is the universe is trying to get me to accept. I choose consciously to accept it, and just accept it without fear, accept it with complete and total love and an open mind and an open heart. There was a message left on Aja Andromeda's video from today. She's in Brittany, France, and she's doing some portal work over there. And she channeled Master Merlin, which was so cool. I'm like, oh my God, I channel him. And in her message, he says, many of you have recently been in touch with me. And he was talking about being multidimensional. But underneath, during the comments, one lady named Tanya was saying that she doesn't know what's going on. She's been kind of freaking out. She's been meditating and chanting, and she's got her herbs and her crystals and everything with her. And I did a quick little scan, and I sent her some advice. I mean, obviously unsolicited, but I also hooked her to the healing grid that's around the planet. You can just ask your higher guidance, or just say, hey, God, do me a favor and connect me to the healing grid of the planet. If you're not already connected, it's free, it's open, it's available. I'm putting energy into it 24 hours a day. Other light workers around the planet that help me build it are doing the same thing. I don't know who they are, but I know that they helped me build it, because I felt as my part of it was growing, I felt the grid was growing around the planet, and I saw it link up, and I was like, whoa, I wasn't the only one activated to do this. I see it and witness it in my third eye as a hot pink, ultraviolet light energy. but you might experience it different according to what kind of healing energy you need. And so might be white or green or blue to you. It might be different. And that's okay. That's okay. However you experience the healing, it is primarily Reiki energy and light code energy from on high. And it's intelligent, divine energy. It will go where it needs. It'll do what it needs. I don't direct it. I don't tell it to do. I don't control it, other than I just allow it to flow through my body. I'm just a conduit and channel for it. So there's that. But also another thing that her higher guidance told me, or spirit told me, is that she's not allowing herself to release, relax, and let go of her traumatic past. Anything that might be traumatic, she might not have gone through massive things, but sometimes it might be something someone says to you that just kind of sticks with you, and you take it internally, and then you might grow that into a feeling of not being worthy, or not being a good person, or whatever it is. And then you might forget about it in time, but it's like when you have a splinter in your skin and you don't remove it, it starts to fester and get infected. And then that part of the skin will raise up and it'll become inflamed, and it causes a great deal of pain later on. So is the same with emotional thoughts that people put into you, or psychic darts that they shoot at you when they don't like you, like from the way that you look, or maybe you look like someone they don't like and they take it out on you randomly, or whatever it is. So that it's something to look at. If you are having pain that's not budging, that aspirin doesn't help, and heavy opioids don't help, and pot doesn't help, and whatever it is that you try. I don't know, you people do. I don't know what anyone does. But I mean, if you do a little bit of blow and that doesn't help, it's probably emotions trapped inside. And you can also drain your emotional body and your mental body. Just imagine it's in front of you like a glass case that looks like your body. It looks like you, and it's filled with all those things you don't need anymore. It's a nice visualization. Just allow the energy to drain through your feet. Just let it go. I did the other day. I figured out I could do my physical body, my emotional body, and my mental body, let them drain all at once. So it takes not but 10 seconds, 12 seconds tops, if you get good at it. And it's so worth it. I mean, start your day that way, end your night, before you fall asleep, before you get into bed, do that. And then remember to fill yourself back up with pure white light that is of the divine. It's just something that, I don't know, my higher guidance also told me to tell her, which might be good for you guys, if things aren't budging and you're just feeling so tender and very sensitive to all the things around you, start to work with the butterfly spirits. They are a very gentle, beautiful creature. If you need to cry and you haven't been able to cry, start to work with them. They'll help you with that. Fairy folk will help. Sometimes bird spirits can come and help you. Water spirits are very good at helping release emotions. The sylphs also, they can blow wind through you and over your aura to help cleanse your aura. And again, ask your higher guidance, your holy guardian angel, your spiritual team, and Archangel Michael. I just feel like a lot of people are having this like massive amounts of pain. Today I was having pain, and I went into where I keep my tea. I drink tea in the night, like usually green tea or herbal tea without caffeine. And I was looking around and I'm like, oh man, we're running out of tea. We got to go to the store. And then I found a box of tea, of jasmine tea, that I'd only maybe had 2 cups of. I had a whole box of jasmine tea. Drank that, and actually only sipped a couple sips of it, and all my pain went away. I don't know what minerals are in jasmine tea, but it is a natural pain reliever. And I even took the the bag of tea when it was still warm, and I rubbed it over my eyes that were swollen, and all the swelling has gone out. I just was guided to do it, and I did that, and I was like, oh yeah, wait, I forgot about that. Jasmine tea can actually take out flowers. And then I went to get a second cup of jasmine tea, and I realized that's the name of my coffee pot. That's her name. I'm like, oh, Jasmine's making my jasmine tea. That's so cool. Anyway, I was going to do a Weird News Wednesday, which I still am going to give you guys just a few stories, but there really wasn't a whole lot of weird news. There's some Earth changes news. I'm going to tell you about that. We've got over 1,000 earthquakes were felt in Los Angeles. Nobody hardly noticed. They were all in the 2.0 range. 2.0 to 2.9, I think, was the biggest. Was only, it was 2.9. People are just so used to it. And when you're driving or asleep, you don't really notice a 2 something. An 8 something, oh, hell yeah. I felt an 8 the other day. I mean, it was all the way in Peru, and I'm in Ecuador, and I felt it. And it was like 100 miles from me, and it was really strong and really scary. I can't imagine what they felt directly in Peru. That must have been absolutely terrifying. But in the past week, we've had a 7.3 in Indonesia. That's a huge quake. We've had, I think it was a 5.8 in the Bay Area, California. And we had quite a few earthquakes, actually. So a lot of earth changes that way. Can't be helped. It's going to keep happening. Trust your higher guidance. Trust your inner self and your gut instinct. Where you need to be is where you need to be. So don't panic and don't feel like you've got to run. Don't ever operate out of fear anymore. Just operate out of love, and your higher guidance will guide you exactly to where you need to be. So this news story that I found is not really... It's sad news. I'm going to tell you right now. It's sad. It's, things happen. Don't smoke, basically. The woman who started the Bounty Hunter show, her husband was Dwayne Dog, the Bounty Hunter, and her name is Beth Chapman. She died this morning. She suffered from throat and lung cancer. And this one hurts me. She was 51. I'm going to be 51 in August. Makes me scared when I hear that. I don't really operate out of fear. I know I'm not going to die this year, but it's just, it's such a weird feeling when you hear that. Anyway, Chapman confirmed the news of his wife's death in a tweet this morning. He writes, I'm not going to be able to say this without crying, guys, because they were absolutely deeply in love. He says it's 5:32 a.m. in Hawaii. This is the time she would wake up to go hike Cocoa Head Mountain. Only today she hiked the stairway to heaven. And he says, we all love you, Beth. See you on the other side. So, little sad. It's so sweet though, right? God, we all just need a love like that. Just someone who loves you that much, that just accepts everything, I don't know. I just thought that was sweet. She was a bounty hunter. I mean, like, how cool is that? That's like the coolest thing ever. But she had put together several TV shows. Interesting. She had Dog and Beth, Fight of Their Lives. Was special that they had done. She had stage 2 throat cancer. They thought that everything was going to be okay, but it spread to her lungs, and that's what she succumbed to in Hawaii this morning. They had an on-again, off-again romance that was for 10 years, and they ended up marrying, and it was pretty cool. I guess he was a bounty hunter, and then she kind of helped it become a TV show, Dog the Bounty Hunter. It was 8 seasons long, so you guys have probably heard of it. Very interesting show. And The way that they describe her is that she was an exceptional woman, fiercely loyal, passionate about her family, and she was a true joy to work with. She looks like she was a sweetheart. She looks like she was a hell of a personality, too. So wherever she is, I wish her well on her continued journey in the other dimensions. So, pretty strange, right? So, all right, there's that. Let's see here. I had some other things. So, okay, this is a fun one. In Glastonbury, England, they're getting ready for the Glastonbury Festival. There's something I did not know about Glastonbury. There's a little article on Bing today. It says that it was located in Somerset County of southwest England, and there is an isolated hill called a tor, T-O-R, which is a Celtic word, and it's often mentioned in Celtic mythology. Some people believe that Glastonbury Tor is literally the site of Avalon, the mythical island central to the legends, of course, of King Arthur. And I don't know, I guess there's been a lot of enduring spiritual associations with this little Tor. And there is only one little construction on top of the hill that's been there for many centuries. It is a roofless tower of St. Michael's Church that was built in the 1300s. Out of all the things that have ever been built there, that's the only thing that remains. And it's been a site of a lot of neo-pagan beliefs and, well, spiritual things. And archaeological evidence says many buildings have been constructed up there, but they've all fallen down except for this one little tower on the Tor. They expect over 100,000 people to attend and camp in the area during the Glastonbury Music Festival that is coming up. And it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to rock out in Glastonbury, which is awesome. All right, let's see here. This one's a really fun one, too. NASA suddenly has an interest of going back to the moon. It's been literally this year, 50 years since they went to the moon. All the Apollo missions combined, they had gathered like around 894 pounds worth of moon rocks. They hermetically sealed them while still on the moon, loaded them up on their rockets, and came back home and never opened the bags. Have you ever done that? Have you ever gone shopping, gone to the mall, gone shopping, and come home and put the bags in the closet and just, I'll wear it in 50 years? Like, no one does that. Who does that? Let's spend billions of dollars going to the freaking moon, gathering almost a ton of rocks, and then just like, whatever. They decided this year to open the bags. And so there's like all these articles all over the internet suddenly today about how they decided, let's just open the bags. Let's see what those rocks contain. What are they made from? Like, really? Like, you were so interested in going there. You went there, you did the whole thing, and you came back and, I'm not a strong finisher. I just don't really want to complete the job. Okay, I thought I was a procrastinator, NASA. Never a straight answer, NASA. Anyway, they've decided out of nowhere to open the bags this year. What a coinky-dink. That it just so happens to be the 50-year anniversary of when they went there in the first place. Well, that's interesting, but they wanted to see what was on the moon so that when they go back in 2024, I guess they're going to know more. Are they going to get more rocks and come back and wait another 50 years? Like, really, who does that? That's so crazy, right? So crazy. So yesterday was the day out of time in the Mayan calendar. It's the day to release and let go of all of your debts You forgive everybody who owes you anything, money or time or whatever. You just forgive everybody and everyone forgives you. And it's a day of celebration and joy. And it's one day in which that it's on the calendar, but it doesn't have a calendar association. It's just today is today. It's out of time. We'll start again counting tomorrow. So today is the first day of the Mayan New Year, I guess. According, of course, to Jose Arguelles. I lived with the Mayans and no one ever mentioned it when I was in the Mayan country, but according to the New Age community, Jose Arguelles, and I knew him and I was a part of this. I was a huge part of this. I put on with my friends a couple of events. I wasn't like the organizer, but I was a part of it, and I volunteered, and I was there and I helped people create art in the park. We had a bunch of canvases and paint and paintbrushes, and I was just there to help other people, along with my children and my husband back when we were happily married and the kids were really little. We did a day out of time in the park. We just called it Art in the Park, a day out of time. So yesterday was a day out of time. I can't believe I didn't think about it until today. But I'm like, yeah, yesterday I was like, there's something about today. And it was my friend Rusty Smith's birthday. Can't find him. There's a million people named Russell or Rusty Smith. It's like, if I ever find him, I'll be so thrilled. The day I met this guy, he proposed marriage to me. About 10 minutes into the conversation, he's like, can I ask you a question? I'm all sure. He goes, can I fly you to Paris this weekend and marry you, please? And I'm like, what? He's like, I just don't know. I just feel like I have this connection with you. And he was right. We went on to be very, very close friends for years and years and years after. And then I moved to LA and we lost touch, and it's so sad. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to him. I think he had a phone number like to his house. It was before we all had cell phones. So I think his mom just changed the phone number or something. They were having, I don't know, too many people call. I don't know. Anyway, I lost touch with them, and it's so sad. It's like, I don't know, Rusty, if you're listening, get in touch with me. I love you. He was like literally one of my best friends, and we never got married. We didn't even have a relationship like that. We didn't have a romantic anything, but we were very, very good friends from the day we met on the set of the movie Dead Solid Perfect with Randy Quaid. That I was an extra. We were all extras. And, Jack Warden, I met Jack Warden. It was such a fun week. It was an amazing week. Filmed at Hope Ranch in Santa Barbara. Very cool times. Anyway, it was his birthday yesterday. Day out of time. And also, Missing 411, The Hunted, is a movie that David Paulides created about all the people that are mysteriously disappearing in the national parks, in the national park system in the United States. So over the past several decades, over 100,000 people have gone absolutely missing, like completely. Sometimes they'll just be there, and a couple hours later, they're nowhere to be found, but their clothes are on the ground, or their shoes are on the ground. And it's not like an animal dragged them off, because there's no blood, there's no sign of struggle. It's just like, it's just this insane mystery. Well, this movie came out yesterday. I don't really know where to watch it though. Maybe do a little search. I don't think it's in the theaters, but it might be in a small release. I don't know. I honestly, you got to do your own research on this one. But it's called Missing 411, The Hunted. This is the stories of hunters that had known these woods like the back of their hand their whole lives, and had a lot of mysterious circumstances surrounding being on government land. So very, very interesting. So now I looked at several videos today by Security 10 by Tyler, and he had a video sent to him that's very disturbing. It is from Virginia, from one of those little doorbell cameras. How cool is that? You have a camera over your doorbell so you can see who's at your door and know if you want to answer it or not. It's kind of like door screening, like call screening, but for your front door. It's so cool. Anyway, yeah, so this is the thing. In Virginia, this door camera caught flashes of light that lit up the whole sky in the daytime. Super, super, super bright and pulsating flashes of light. And the clip that he showed, I counted 10 different flashes of light. Really, really mysterious. I don't know what that is, but it looked like it came from the top, from the sky down, from the top down versus from the ground up. There was no mysterious booms. You could hear other noise from inside the house. The camera does pick up actual sound as well. Very weird stuff. Really weird stuff. He also reported that there have been orbs over Paradise, Michigan. There's a lake right off the coast of Paradise, Michigan. And over the lake, this couple were just filming these orange glowing orbs. And it was just hanging out over the lake. And then a huge fishing boat came up. And as the fishing boat came up, this orange orb was hovering over the deck, and it followed all the way along the whole line of the deck as if it was, dare I say, scanning the vessel. Pretty weird stuff. Now, this is another one that is very weird. There is a pilot that was flying his 747, an airplane, commercial pilot. He was flying the 747 from Hong Kong to Alaska. During this flight, he overheard other pilots talking about earthquakes that were in San Francisco, California, and also in Chile at the same time, and they were pretty big earthquakes. Right after he heard them discussing this, he suddenly saw an immense red flash of light come out of the ocean, and it went up into the sky and illuminated the clouds red. He got out his camera and he started snapping pictures. Go to Secure Team 10 if you want to see this, folks, because this is crazy stuff. Okay, what he saw was thousands and thousands of this deep red and orange glowing orbs just under the surface of the ocean. And as he was flashing these pictures, he's taking pictures of them, 2 of these orbs flew off into the sky, possibly into outer space. So again, with the orange glowing orbs over water. A lot of times you'll see, it's like Tyler pointed out, saucer shapes and cigar shapes. I've seen a cigar craft off the coast of Malibu. I went there with my husband, and there was a cigar-shaped craft one day. And it slowly drifted into what looked like a portal, and the end of it started to disappear like a cigar as you smoke it. It was so insane. It was just like it dwindled down to nothing as it moved forward very slowly, and then it was just gone. I mean, it took 10 minutes and we were like terrified. We were like, what is that? That's so weird. So I know it's true about the saucers and the cigar, at least because I've seen the cigar. Now, I have seen a lot of triangular craft. If you haven't yet heard my story about the triangular craft, go look at my episode on the Santa Barbara UFO flap. That is where I discuss in detail the triangular crafts that I witnessed in Santa Barbara. But this is crazy. I mean, UFOs, we don't even know what they are. They're orange orbs. I know that off the coast of Peru, just south of Lima, I've been to a city that every sign has pictures of aliens, ETs, eating ice cream, eating pizza, talking on their cell phone with the minutes they bought at the store. I mean, it's like Roswell. It's like the Roswell of Peru. It's so insane. I've been to Roswell too, and this is crazy. And they have these baths, these mud baths, and they say that there's tunnels that created these baths that go under the ocean, out into the ocean where the UFOs land, and that's where they live, and they've lived there for thousands of years. That's what the local people will tell you. They just accept this as fact. It's like not even a thing. They don't go, do you think ETs are real? They know they are. They've seen them. They've all seen them. And the radiated waters that come up from the ocean created 6 different baths, and each bath has different properties. One is for arthritis, another one's for acne, another one is if you want to give birth to twins. And this town, more than any other town in Peru, they have more twins because their mom sat in the twin bath. Freaky stuff, right? So freaky. I think I did mention some of this before, but it's just, but they've seen the UFOs go into the ocean, out of the ocean, again and again and again. Like almost every month, someone sees something in that town. For years, for decades. Now with the orange orbs over the lakes in Michigan and also the ocean between Hong Kong and Alaska, which would be, I don't know which direction he was flying, but it might be the Atlantic. They didn't mention that. Anyway, I just thought that was really strange. So, all right. Also over Lake Michigan, this past weekend, there was a string of orangish, whitish colored spheres that formed a long line hovering over the earth, and they would change positions and sometimes go into triangular pattern. But for the most part, based on the footage I saw, they were all in a row, and they were just white, twinkling, sometimes a little bit orangey. Again, they were kind of like the orbs. I don't know what this is. And again, over the lake. So, I know that the Pleiadians have said that they are going to start showing up and have these white lights appear, and nothing's going to happen. They're just going to show up and hang out for a while and then leave. And they just want us not to be afraid. They just want us to know that they're there. They love us. They're showing up for us. So I don't know, guys. It's pretty weird. This is pretty much, though, all of the weird news I have for today. I am going to channel a little message from, you're not going to believe it, this is weird too, the cetaceans are coming to me. Earlier, God said, you have to channel tonight. I'm like, well, it's Weird News Wednesday, but I'm not finding enough weird news anyway. And he goes, well, that's because you're supposed to channel. You're supposed to channel tonight. And he didn't tell me who. I'm like, who? Wait, let me ask. I'm like, who's coming forward to be heard tonight? And I saw this blue energy and a green energy, and they're combined. And it took me a minute. I'm like, oh, you're an animal or something. And then I asked God, is this like an animal or a collective of animals? And God said yes. And I'm like, oh, it's the cetaceans. So all the whales and all the dolphins, their collective soul, I suppose. Is it a collective soul? Yeah. God said yes. I just did muscle testing. So their collective soul, they're going to come and give us all a message. There have been a lot of beachings lately, which has concerned me. I saw an article and I didn't even read it because it was upsetting to me. I didn't even want to know, really. I was just like, the last thing I needed was to be depressed more. And today I'm not depressed. I feel good today. But, yeah, I don't know. I think they might want to talk about that, but I'm going to leave it up to them when we do that. First things first, though, we're going to go to disclosure.it and talk about the Schumann resonance news. 12:30 UTC time, the scientists write, at 3:30 today, there was the first of today's peaks, all relatively moderate at 24 hertz. At this isolated peak, it was assumed that it increased in intensity to 7:30 and peaked at 32 hertz at 11:30 UTC. And then at 1700 evening report, they say, the central part of today's activity is spread over a period of about 10 hours from 7 to 17 UTC and seems to be continuing. The highest peak is the one reported previously at 32 hertz. Very, very cool. So, all right, yeah, we're just still being boosted up a little bit, okay? Although our ascension symptoms are at a solid 99 again. I mean, if we could be a 99 and a half, that's where we're at. That's what God told me. Like, we're way close to 100, and 100 means we're completely there. And we're not there yet, but we're very close. Very, very close. It is a good thing. Very good thing. So 99 is good. A Course in Miracles, lesson 18 today. I'm just going to read the first sentence of it, the main idea, and the exercise for today. Please go check it out if you are so inclined. Lesson 18, acim.org. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. I'll read that again. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. So the idea is I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see blank. You know, I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see the clouds sending us all messages. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see war or the presidential candidates. I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see the Venezuelan refugees. The refugees in the concentration camps in southern United States. I mean, they're not, you know, they are concentration camps. They're not like in old Germany. It's totally different ball game, totally different thing, but it's humans being held against their will. So let's send prayers for that. But you know what? I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of how I see that. And it just says I'm not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. So there's that. Yeah, so anyway, I think we should send love and prayers around the world tonight, maybe just in general, and allow God to direct it where it needs to be directed. That might be the better way to go about it, right? I feel sad for the people coming up from Central America looking for a better life and being caught. And I mean, are they not putting this on the news in El Salvador? Come on. Don't go to the United States. Don't. I hate what I saw Elizabeth Warren put out. She went and took a video of as much of it as she could, and put her own report on Twitter yesterday, and it's been kind of affecting me. So, yeah, my heart's going out to these people. People are so scared that they don't feel like they have another choice, and they're running and running. I get it, but you know what? I don't know, what can we do? A lot of refugees around the world are running right now. It's but you know what? Maybe it's all part of the plan. God has a master plan we can't see all of the details of right now with our human eyes. But maybe the people that are fleeing, where they're fleeing is going to have major, massive earth changes. And after enough people flee, then the changes can occur, and maybe the ascension can happen faster. I don't know. On YouTube, Magenta Pixie mentioned that we're at critical mass as far as enough people being aware of what we need to do. Todd is another a guy who channels the Prime Creator. He has channeled a message in the past week that we're very, very close. About a week ago, he says, maybe 2 weeks ago, he said, we're very, very close. We need 65% of the people that are ascending to wake up and be ready. And out of the people ascending, it was like close to 65 at that moment. But it looked like it was going to be a little bit of a delay. But I think it's not. I think I think we didn't. The earth has been reset 2 or 3 times. I mean, it's like when you give a bunch of people the tools for negativity to have power over each other and have wars and etc. You know, on the Todd channel, I don't know what it's called. I'll have to report that tomorrow. God said it's like giving a super sharp knife to a baby. Eventually, the baby's going to get hurt, and so will all the people around the baby. As it's learning how to use this, wield the knife power. So it is with people and weapons. And so this planet has been reset several times. And now we're at the end of the schematic for us. We are ascending. The people that aren't ascending are just going to remain asleep. They're going to be moved to another third-dimensional planet while they sleep, and they're not going to know during what will be considered the 3 days of darkness, which we still apparently haven't had yet. Although it's going to happen soon. Disclosure is going to happen soon. The ETs are going to show up soon. All of it's going to happen soon. I know today I sound like a freaking lunatic saying this stuff, but I really believe it. I feel like when it happens, I'm going to look like I'm brilliant. But right up until the day before, I'm going to look like a freaking lunatic. Oh, well. I'm going to take that chance because I believe in all this. I'm channeling these beings. I'm feeling it. I'm knowing it from a different perspective, you know? And I'm glad I have you guys along for the ride. I heard from one of my listeners today, Allison, added me on Facebook and sent me a quick message and said that she listens to my podcast and she loves it and keep going. So thank you, Allison. I love that. I always love to hear from my listeners. I think it's awesome. If you want to write me at metaphysicalsoulspeak@gmail.com, that's cool. You want to add me on Facebook right now, I'm open to it. I haven't locked it yet. When I start to get more popular, I might have to, but right now my podcast is still a little podcast. So you can add me on Facebook, Elena Fox Starks, if you want to comment or anything. I'm also Metaphysical Soul Speak on Facebook and also YouTube, and Mermaid Girl 888 on Twitter and Instagram. And let's see what else. If you want to send me a voice message, send it to anchor.fm/metaphysical. You have to, or you could download the app and then add me, and then that will allow you to, basically you just favorite the podcast, and that allows you to send me a message if you want to. If you want to be heard over the air, that might be something might be fun. And of course, it's up to my discretion whether or not I use your message, but usually things have been pretty cool. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. Why don't you run and get yourself a cup of jasmine tea or a fortune cookie, or I don't know what you guys do, but go let the message play out. You have about 1 minute and 39 seconds to race to the bathroom or I don't know, hot chocolate, popcorn. I don't know what kind of day it is. It's supposed to be summer, right? In the Northern Hemisphere. Maybe it's time to go get a slice of watermelon or, I don't know, summer fruit. Ooh, maybe plums and peaches are ripe. I love that. The summer fruits are my favorite. Cherries, oh my God, cherries are so good. We have them here in our summer, but now we're in our winter, so waiting for November to roll around, which is a good old summertime for fruit. All right, guys, I'll be right back with a message from the collective of Cetaceans. If you're listening to this, you obviously like podcasts, and you probably like music too. Long walks on the beach, romantic dancing under the stars, and oh wait, we're not doing that right now. On Spotify, you can listen to all of that in one place for free, and you don't even need a premium account, which is cool. Free is always good. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcasts so you never miss an episode. Download episodes to listen to offline wherever you are, including your long romantic walks on the beach. Also, one thing I love about Spotify is that you can easily share what you're listening to with your friends via Spotify's integrations with the social platforms like Instagram. So that makes it really, really versatile. Just search for Metaphysical Soul Speak on the Spotify app or browse podcasts in the Your Library tab. And follow me, of course, don't forget, so that you'll never again miss an episode of Metaphysical Soul Speak. Spotify is the world's leading music streaming service, and now it can be your go-to for podcasts too. Thank you guys so much for supporting Metaphysical Soul Speak on Spotify. Hi guys, I am connected to the Cetacean Collective, and they wanted to come forth today, and they had a message for you. So here we go. They wanted to start with a joke. They told me to do that, so you guys would laugh. And when you laugh and you have fun and you play the way the dolphins do, they said that will make you happy and also more receptive to messages from spirit. So, as you know, cetaceans include porpoises, dolphins, and whales. They are the warm-blooded mammals of the cold ocean. So in many ways, they are magical creatures. So they wanted me to start off the joke, so woohoo! I did that. Now we're going to get down to business just a little bit more, and they wanted me to get you in the receptive state. So here we go. I'm going to put the phone down because they said they wanted me to do that too. Hopefully this is going to work. Okay. All right. They say, greetings and welcome to messages from our world. You are the ones that live above the surface, and we are the ones that live below the surface. You think that we have completely separate worlds, and yet we all live in one world. We see and know more than you think about your world. For our spirits are great and our hearts are grand, and oftentimes we too, like you, can project our spirits forth from our body, and sometimes we go around your world. Yes, that's right. We can swim around your world in our astral bodies. From an ethereal perspective and point of view, we can see how you go about and live your lives. Sometimes we visit you in nighttime, sometimes in day, but more often in the twilight waking hours, it seems that we tend to traverse from our bodies the most. All right. I'm seeing some information that I knew about dolphins always being in a state of meditation. I believe it's the alpha state. They're constantly in the state of meditation. They wanted me to mention it. I don't know why they're not talking about it directly, but they wanted me, I guess, to say from my own subconscious mind what I knew to be true. That dolphins are always in a state of meditation while they're awake or while they are resting. And they're always in motion while they're resting as well. Okay, and then now the whales, the killer whales are saying, well, we sometimes will rest on the bottom of the ocean, but we have to surface quite often, but we do take... they said cat naps, but then they laughed about that because they're not cats. And now the dolphins are laughing and the porpoises are laughing too. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Okay. All right, guys. So tell us from your perspective what's going on and what's happening. Okay. As you know, many of our brethren have recently beached themselves. Sometimes this is in protest of what man is doing to our habitat and our home with the plastic islands, the trash. But more often than not, it's because our local sensors of radar, it's just impossible for us to migrate or navigate the waters anymore. We see this world is dying, and we know that we too shall most likely succumb to that. The dolphins now are speaking specifically. They say, we know as well as you do that no one ever dies, and so we do not have fear. We face our collective deaths without fear. We know that we are spiritual creatures. We are of the one light, of the one will, and we shall return to that. Now the whales are speaking. All the whales. I'm seeing blue whales, sperm whales, every kind of whale you can imagine, as well as the killer whales now, and they're all coming to speak. We have known and loved and watched humanity for millennia. We love all of you. And even though many of you are very unconscious and asleep, and you have all but destroyed our homes, we know that even those that are sleeping spiritually, they do not mean us harm directly. They just have no problem in harming themselves. So the world around them is nothing to them. They say throwing a can overboard is just a can, so what? It's just one little can, what's it going to do? We are disheartened by this. We will let you know that right now. We can't really clean it up for ourselves. We want to. We wish we could have the technology and the abilities that humans have. But humans were made to be the custodians on this planet, and we here are observing you from a spiritual perspective. And now the dolphins are chiming in and they're saying, and also, we have to be in a meditative state. We are keeping certain energies alive and well on the planet with our being here. The porpoises here say, we showed up in this world to bring a sense of fun and playfulness and joy and love, and we hold this vibration. Now all three groups are saying, all the cetaceans, the whole collective are saying, we have put several grids around the planet ourselves to hold the vibration of meditation, playfulness, fun, joy, beauty, and love. The whales say we added a grid of strong sense of family, of valuing life above all else. They're saying, even though we have these grids up around the planet, they've been there for quite some time, for thousands of years actually. Not a whole lot of people have tapped into the energy of it because they did not know it existed. We did not have the ability to communicate except with our own languages, which you have yet to learn how to interpret. The dolphins are saying this has been very frustrating for us. As you may or may not know, a lot of us, our spirits, are not originally from Earth. We came from Pleiades. Did you come from anywhere else? Okay. They're saying that they were transported in Pleiadian vessels to take hold on the planet, to bring a sense of peace, love, and joy to the earth. We were brought as not pets, but more to hold the energy of harmony and balance on the planet. From the Pleiadians, we were like a gift. Our spirits were gifted to your planet as a sense of harmony, balance, and peace is what the Pleiadians wished to have you partake in brotherhood with them. Partake in brotherhood with them. We wish at this time to stand in solidarity with those of you who are ascending, as well as with our Pleiadian brothers and sisters. They honor us as true beings of the light, and on the Pleiades, in the Pleiades themselves, we are on equal footing with them. They do not see us as mere creatures or animals that nobody really interacts with. They see us as wise because our souls have developed in a different way. We decided to live in the oceans so that we would only focus on families and love and joy and playing. We did not have to focus on monetary systems or building things or having power over others. We just simply live our lives simply, in a simple way. We are seen in pods because those are our family groups. You might want to call them tribes, and that would be appropriate too. We are in harmony with all the creatures of your ocean, a lot of which come from other planets. You just said sunfish? They said sunfish. Sunfish come from other planets. I should have known. Now, are they Pleiadian? No, they're Andromedan spirits that have inhabited an ancient fish form, and the Andromedan spirits of sunfish have developed them to where they are now, and they're highly evolved creatures from a soul perspective. Just as the octopi families are very highly intelligent. They're very sensitive emotionally. Wow, we didn't know that. That's cool. Where are they from? Do you know? We want to say that their spirits are from Arcturian, but we're not really sure. They tend to stick to themselves more. They're very upset easily emotionally, and they tend to shy away from other creatures, so we don't get a chance often to talk to them. But we sense that their presence in the ocean has also had a lot to do with raising the vibration of the planet. Very interesting. This is stuff I did not know. All right. Anything else you guys want to add? Your radar and sonar and extremely low frequency, well, we want to call them weapons, even if they are meant only for navigation on the planet. That's what the porpoises and the dolphins started to say. Now the whales are saying, well, it's really messed us up. We have seen whole families beach themselves because of the fact that they just cannot navigate. Pilot whales lately have been the ones to go to the wayside, and that was not only from your technology but also from the gap in the magnetosphere that has happened. We use magnetism to navigate and guide ourselves, and with the gap in the magnetosphere, this has really been a massive problem for us lately. The dolphins say, but again, we have no fear. We know that it's possible that our kind have to die off from your world. And the porpoises are saying, but we're happy to die because that means for us spiritual growth and moving on. And we know that we're never going to truly die. It's just a physical shell. And the whales say, yes, it's true. We all know. We're all one great big happy family. We love each other. All the different whales, all the different dolphins, porpoises, we all know and love each other. We love the smallest of the life forms in the ocean. We love the two-leggeds that walk on the land. We respect and love all life and all creatures on your planet and throughout, indeed, all the galaxies. We have been so happy to be a part of your world. And whatever little bit of wisdom we've been able to bring to those of you who are sensitive enough to receive the information, we have been filled with joy for all of the interactions, even the physical interactions. When you go out in your boats and we jump in front of you, we just want you to know how much joy we have in our hearts for you, just for the interaction, to know that there is a small connection. Now the dolphins are talking. Okay, they say, we love you and we're your friends. And when you are not in your carnate form in your bodies, we all communicate very clear in the other realms, in the other world. Many of our spirits don't fly back to the Pleiades when we die. We go to your heaven directly so that those of you who are interested can get to know us much better. We want you to know that we cherish you. You are our friends. Those of you who have cared enough about us, you are our friends, and vice versa. And the whales say, as hard as it's been to live on this planet, we regret nothing. We would do this all over again in a heartbeat. We don't wish you to feel guilty. The porpoises are breaking in and they're saying, we just want you to love in harmony and peace each other, us, everyone and everything in the ocean. And dolphins are saying even the sharks. They have a different sort of personality. They are ancient primordial creatures from your world directly. They didn't come from another planet. They operate from a primal instinct, primal urges, and yet they still have the ability to love. They still care about their young. And once in a while, they'll have a conversation with us. And we think that's pretty cool. All right, anything else you guys want to add? Keep ascending, keep trying, keep going forth. Rise up in your vibration. We are collectively going to step up with our level of, well, our version of chanting and mantras. That's what you call it, but we call this kind of like a telegram to you. We call it the sonograms. Like the sonar telegrams they're showing me. See, we have a thing called a sonogram where we could use it to look at babies inside our wombs. Okay, they're kind of freaking out. They're like, what? You can do that? Yeah, it's really cool. We could do that. They're like, oh, well, we have to rethink the word now. The dolphins are telling to the whales, and they're kind of looking at them like, what? And the whales are like, yeah, this is, wow, we didn't even know you could do that. Wow, that's cool. They're like, they're kind of laughing. They're like, maybe we should rethink the technology thing for the next time around. No, you guys I think you had the right idea, just to live in love and meditation. And I think people are too distracted by the outer forms of the lower densities. Yes, for us, it's been very hard to be in this low vibration. We all come from a higher vibration, all of us. And then we go into this, and now we're moving back into the fifth. And those of us that are going to be leaving the planet, we want you to know that we will meet you on the other side. We will be reborn again in the 5D. Don't worry for us. Don't panic about it. Things are going to be different. Everything is going to be great again. Don't worry. They don't mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, okay. They're saying everything is going to be a magnificent energy, like a grand energy. When we get to the other side, they see it, they feel it, they know it's coming. They know a lot of them are going to have to leave their bodies. They will be reborn. Their populations will come back. Don't worry. You're going to have us in the fifth dimension too. Don't panic. Don't operate out of panic or fear. Operate only out of love and joy. And they're saying in the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension, because they saw it in my subconscious mind. They wanted to pull that out. They love that. The porpoises they're showing me like flying up in the air and doing backflips, and they're happy and they love that. They're so cute. Oh, I love them. I love all of you guys so much. They're like, we love you too. And thank you for having us on your technology. they're asking me, this is a transmission that shall go out to other humans. Yes, it is. I'm going to put this on our technology. It's called the internet, and then anyone in the world can hear it anytime from now into the future. They're like, whoa, time is like a strange concept to them. So now they're like thinking about that. Yeah, it's weird, right? They're like, wow, well, we only live right now. We don't think about it one way or the other. Our lives, because it's just a day-to-day living in and out of what we do. Yeah, they're like, yeah, we don't really think about time so much. That must be really restrictive for you. Yes, it is very restrictive for us. Yes, very much. We're moving into the fifth dimension where we're not going to worry about time as much. It won't exist as much. Oh, yeah, the dolphins are like, well, no wonder you guys are so uptight. That makes so much sense. And the whales are saying, yeah, there's so much tension. The people on the boats are so, like, bundles of nerves. Like, they're saying that they see us as like brown clumps, and it's the energy that's the brown clumps, not what the people look like to them, but it's like the energy is just blah and clumpy. Okay, yeah. So the dolphins are saying, yeah, we see each other, the whales, and we see each other with, sometimes we have pink energy when we're happy. The whales are saying, yeah, most of us have like blue or green energy. So they're telling me, and the porpoises are like, yeah, we have blue energy for sure. And we see other creatures and beings, all living things rather, we see filled with color. We see them by their color. We recognize them by the color of their aura and their energy signature and their palpations of the energy. They're showing me that there's like a vibe that goes in and out of us to them. It's their okay. They're saying they have like a 7th dimensional perspective, sometimes a 9th dimensional perspective of what's happening with us. Dolphins are saying that they can see pain, suffering, and sorrow, but a lot of medical issues. They use their melons and their sonar. They're like the way that the sound bounces off. They could tell us right now if we have cancer or heart disease. But it's been very frustrating because they see this in a lot of people, but they can't tell them because they don't have human language. And the humans don't seem to understand what's happening. So they just think, oh, cute, look, this dolphin's playing with me. And the dolphin's like trying to say, hey, man, get your heart checked out. Get your liver checked out, buddy. Yeah, and the dolphins are like nodding. Yes. Yeah, now you get it. We wanted the humans that are going to hear this. If we ever come up to you and we start to chatter, like, that means that there's probably a problem in your health and you need to see your doctor. Okay. They didn't say doctor. They said you have to go see the human that helps you with that. We call them doctors. Okay. All right. Like, wow. We don't have other people to help us with things. We don't have other dolphins don't help us with things like that. We usually don't really get problems or diseases very often. And they said unless it's a thing to do with pollution or something that man did to the ocean. Or self-regulating. We let our energy out every day. We release our negativity. We transmute and transform it. A lot of times you'll hear us at the end of the day. After we have our feeding times, we will emit sounds, and that is to break up negative energy. Very good to know. Humans can use recordings of our songs. The whales are saying, and the dolphins say us too, and the porpoises say too. Same thing, but they're all 3 different energies. Okay, so what are energies for? Whales, emotional stress, healing from distress, sadness, because humans hold on to so much that you don't need to. Whale songs will help you release. If you allow it, it will help you to cry and release. Porpoises, we will help you to laugh and have fun and rekindle the joy that you have inside. That's what we're here for. Dolphins, what does your sound? We will help you with vibrations in your mind or your brain. If you have problems with your brain, we will help give you ideas and help you rethink and realign your spinal column and the innervations where they're like kind of showing, they could kind of see that we have nerves going to all of our organs, and our songs are meant to help you with aligning your spinal system and your nervous system, and for thinking and ideas. Also, we can help with sorrows in your heart, as well as they're saying like lung and heart issues, like physical, like they're saying like anomalies. I don't know if that's right. Maybe it is right from your perspective for sure. All right, yeah, I'll take that one. Yeah, makes sense. So like anything you have anomaly wise, they will help in your physical like health with that. The energy, it's an energy and a vibration that you have to accept, love, and protect with your heart. You have to really love it. Don't just have it playing in the background and ignore it and focus on other things. Just you have to focus directly on the sounds and use them on purpose to heal yourself. Very interesting, guys. Okay, now they're saying, all right, we got to go now. We got to swim away. And the porpoises are like, will you have us back? Will you have us back? Yeah, we'll have you back for sure. You guys have to contact me when you're ready to talk again to humanity. They say it might not be till we're on the fifth dimension. They convene among themselves. All of you, the whales and the dolphins and the porpoises, all three. Oh yeah, we have great meetings just like humans do. And they say different pods meet with different pods. It's not like all the whales meet in one place. That would look weird to us. They're like, yeah, we don't want to arouse suspicion in the low-level beings on your planet that don't have any interest in ascending this cycle. Yeah, it would arouse suspicion. People will freak out if that happens. So, yeah, they're like, yeah, you might think we're plotting against you. So we don't do that. We have pods, and they said they have like pods and nodes, and they meet in groups, and then they have messengers that spread the word to other pods and groups of all the whales and all the dolphins. So they kind of we all work together. We have a network. We also telepath with one another, and we're more than willing to work with you through telepathy. Any of you want to work with us, we'll work with you in your dreams. We'll work with you if you come physically into the ocean, on boats. If you see our brothers and sisters in captivity, and they're showing me in like places like SeaWorld, please tell them that we haven't forgotten them and we love them. We're very sad for their plight, actually, because they're cut off from their family and friends and the outer nodes and groups of us. So if you can telepath with those in captivity and tell them our message tonight, and also just give them our love and that we're thinking about them. They have a hard time with the concrete that surrounds them to get the sonar messages out. Okay, cool. All right. They're like, okay. They say have a swimmingly great day tomorrow and peaceful, sweet sleep tonight. And they will try to come to us in our dreams if we ask. We just have to ask them. Well, that sounds awesome, guys. I love having you guys here, and I would love to have you again for sure. Okay. All right, they're giving me tinnitus in my left ear. All right, they're telepathing like energy, beaming energy into my head. They said this will help you ascend faster, and that my energy will then help you guys ascend faster. So they're using me as a node right now. Cool, yeah, do that. Because I'll just keep doing my show every night and people can get the energy of that. I'm a channel, I'm like a straw. I give all the energy out to everybody. All right, cool. All right, I love you guys. Namaste. With the God in me, I bow to the God in you. I bless you and I bless you and I bless you. All right, guys, well, that's it. I'm signing off now with peace and joy and the high vibes of the holy fifth dimension. Until next time, peace. Metaphysical Soul Speak is run on sponsors and listener support. This means listeners like you. If you are so inclined to support my efforts and my little podcast, please visit me at anchor.fm/metaphysical and pledge an amount of your choosing today. Thank you.